everyone, it's Anja here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making this gorgeous drawstring bag. I have come up with the idea myself, and I am using a whole roll of this sugar and cream denim version, and it's called this color is called Blue Jeans. And the hook is number 5, but I use not a number 5 because I want it to be a close stitch, so I'm going to use a 3.5. So you know, one of these and a 3.5. You will be able to do the drawstrings with this as well, and you will just have a little bit left, so it's ideal for a project for just one of these balls, because they have loads of these in different colors, and I also have this one here which I'm going to use today. So you know, you sort of buy these sometimes and you fancy them because you like them, but then you have one and you don't really know what to do with just the one. So this is an ideal project for just one of those balls. I am loving this stitch. It gives quite a luxurious finish, and it looks sort of like a little bit of starburst, I think. And it's quite a big bag. Let me just show you. So the drawstring works that you can actually pull it open, and then there's quite a lot that goes in, so you have quite a big inside, and then you pull it closed by pulling the sides, and your drawstring bag is closed. So I hope you join me on making this bag, and I am calling this the Ophelia bag, and it's going to be my signature bag for my channel. So let's get started. I am using lava lamp today because I just wanted to see what the effect would be if I had a variegated wool. So we are going to start with a slip knot, and you are going to insert your hook, close your slip knot, and we are going to do 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Then you go back to that first chain and you put your hook in it, and you can pull open that chain very carefully. Take your hook out and look at it now. This is going to be your magic circle. In here, this is where you're going to do your stitches. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. That's a half double crochet. There we go. And this project is mainly half double crochets. That's one of my favorite stitches. So yarn over into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. And we do this until we have 9 stitches, or rather 9 V's on the edge of our work. We will then close the circle to make it circular, obviously, and we will create the 10th V with a slip stitch. So that is what we need. We need 10 V's around the edge of our work. So that just split a little bit. There we go. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is your 9th stitch here, your 9th V. These 2 here are 2 chains, so that's your equivalent of your half double crochet, so don't count those. That is the first one here, so this is number 9, so we've got there. So now hold your work flat like this and pull your end. I can't do it any other way but holding my thumb over it, so I hope you can see that the hole, look, is getting smaller. So keep pulling and the hole will be smaller. And then you are going to go back. If you're not sure which one it is, count back from your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there is the 9th one. So get yourself into that. It might not be so easy, so look, this is splitting a little bit, but I'm just, yeah, I've got it, see? So through the stitch using the 2 V's, and just make sure that this one isn't too big. Pull it through, yarn over and pull through, and then you pull through there. There we go. Okay, this now gives you 10 V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And this is what we will be counting on the edge of our work going all the way through our project, or all the way through the bottom of our project. Once we're doing the sides, it's not so bad anymore. So this is my 2 chains that I do to work my way up. So I'm going to disregard these because this is going to be the last stitch of my round here. So we are now going to go into this first V here, and we are doing 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. Okay, so let's do the other one. Sometimes that first one is a little bit tighter, but it should be able to work. So place 2 half double crochets in each stitch around, and I will meet you at the end here. I am now going to do that last stitch, and as we are doing 2 stitches in each stitch, I am going to do the first stitch in that last stitch, but of course the second stitch we've already done because that is going to be that chain that we did. So the chain, and then we have here a V which we can pick up and we do our slip stitch in. So I give this one a tug to make it a little bit smaller, so we end up with a neater slip stitch. There we go. And we use both this one and this one in the next row. Okay, so chain up, and we're going into there, into that very first stitch, again doing half double crochets, and then in the next stitch we do 2 half double crochets. So this is how you're going to go round. So the next stitch you do 1, and the next stitch you do 2 into the same stitch. There we go. Okay, I will meet you at the end of the round when you get to that stitch where the chain is coming out of. I am now at that last stitch, and I am needing to do 2 in there, and that's fine because of course I do the one and then the second one is already in there. So 1, 2 chains, and then here on top of that first half double crochet, that's the V that we are going to pick up, tug the one that's on your hook to make it a little bit smaller, and do a slip stitch. So in the first round here we had 10 V's. Here we doubled, so we have 20 V's, and this time here we have 30 V's going around our edge of our work. Okay, so you should count them and make sure you have 30. Now we're going to do the next row. Again, same thing as before, chain up, this time also into the first stitch, do a half double crochet, into the next stitch do 1 half double crochet, into the next stitch you do 2 half double crochets. So that's the ratio that you go round in now this time. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. That's the repeat that you are going to do, and I will see you at the end there. I have made it to the end of the round again, and once again I am right. So 1 1, and then the last one needs a 2. So it should work out each time that you have to put 2 in that last stitch, and then of course you've got that 1 already there, so you only have to put 1. Then we are going to go and do that slip stitch again under that V, tug on your hook one, the one that's over your hook, and do a slip stitch. This time you will have 40 stitches going around the edge of your work. Make sure it is lying flat, and if you find that this comes undone, so there's a hole again there, either pull it each time or just spend a little bit of time weaving it in. So put your needle in and just weave it in so it can't come undone anymore. So again, we are going to do the chain up for our next round, 2. Then we are going to do the half double crochet, but this time the ratio is 1, 1, 1, and then 2. Okay, so there we go. So that's our ratio this time. We added another half double crochet to it, so we're doing 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so I will see you at the end of your round here. So once again, I am at the end of my round, and yes, I have got to that point again where I have to put a second one into that stitch where we put the chain in. In a way, that's a way for you to check whether you've done the right amount, but also make sure you count them, obviously. And this time you need 50 V's going round. So let me just do the slip stitch here, tug on that one just to make it smaller, and do your slip stitch. So I've got 50 V's going around the edge of my work here. Right, so 1, 2, and again, same thing. 1, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, that's 4, and now we do the 2. 1, 2. So this is your ratio this time. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 half double crochets, and then 2 in the next stitch. And I will meet you when we are at the end of the round there. So I've done my last 4 half double crochets here. Now I need to do that 2. So into the stitch where the chain is coming out of. There we go. We've got the chain, and then slip stitch to close, tug to close up that round. Okay, so now you have 60 stitches, 60 V's on the outside of your work. This completes the bottom of the bag. Now we are going to work in a different way. So we chain up 2, and this time you're going to sort of turn your work towards you so you can see the V's. You yarn over, and into that first V here, you pick up the top loop and you do a half double crochet. So yarn over, pick up this one here. So not both loops, but just the top one there. There we go. Okay. I'm quite liking the way this is working up, so I am continuing in this cotton. There we go. And we are just doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch around. This is going to be sort of your like the bottom edge of your side of the drawstring bag before we start doing the lovely stitch that I used. Okay, so I will see you when you get here. I have now come to the end of my round, doing half double crochets in every stitch around, and I am just going to go and pick up this V here, tug the other cord and just pull it through like so. So as you will notice, your bottom is flat, but you've already got a side that is standing up there. Okay, so now we are going to get started on our half double crochet V stitch. So chain up 2, and we're going to leave that for now. So we have put that in that stitch here. Now we are going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we are going to work in the 3rd stitch, yarn over, half double crochet in the 3rd stitch, chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch. There we go. That is our first stitch done. Now skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, into the 3rd one, yarn over, and do a half double crochet, chain, and a half double crochet into that same stitch. Next, skip 2 into the 3rd one, a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet. And this is how you're going to continue all the way around until you meet that chain that we have done when we started. I have now come to the end of my round. I've got 2 stitches left. Well, actually, I've got 3 stitches left. 1, 2, and in the 3rd one is that chain coming out. That chain coming out is our second half double crochet of our V stitch. So we are going to do in that same chain stitch, we are going to do a half double crochet, a chain, and then we are going to do 1, 2, skip the 2 chains of that chain, and then under that V, tug it a little bit and do a slip stitch, and that has created our last V stitch. Now we are in a position where we are okay, but not really. So what I do is I go into here, pull up the yarn and do a slip stitch, and this is putting me in a better position to get started. Okay, so now we are going to do 2 chains, and we are going to do the same thing again as before. So we're going to forget about this one, and we are going to start putting our V stitches in between the clusters from the last row. So it's made it a lot easier now because we're not picking up stitches, we're just going in between. So yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 3, chain 1, and another half double crochet in that same space there. Okay, and this is how you're going to continue. So you don't need to worry about where you're going to, well, pick up stitches, you're just going in between the clusters. And that gives you a tighter, closer finish without any holes, so that nothing that's in your bag could possibly fall out. Okay, so this is how you're going to continue. When you get to this position here, you do the same thing as I did just now. You do your last half double crochet, a chain, you slip stitch, and you do another slip stitch to bring you sort of into that hole here. You chain up and you get going again. Now you need to do this, these V cluster rows. You have to have 14 of them, so you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So continue doing this until you have 14 rows of your V stitch clusters. I have now done my 14 rows of V-stitch clusters. I have done my last half double crochet and my chain, so I'm just going to close up the round here. There we go. I'm going to do that little slip stitch that I do, and I'm going to chain up 2. This next row, we're actually going to do the same thing as before, but we are using double crochets. So yarn over into the hole there, and you do a double crochet. Chain, sorry, because you're doing your V-stitch, and you're doing them with double crochets. So let me just explain. Into the next hole, do a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. And again, into the next hole, yarn over into the opening, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain, same thing, pull through 2, and it split a little bit, and pull through 2. Okay, this will give you bigger holes, and we are going to need those for our drawstring. Okay, so we need to put in 1 row of V clusters made with double crochets, so that we have somewhere to put our drawstring through. Okay, so I will see you at the end of this row. I've just done my last double crochet, my chain, and I'm now just going to do my slip stitch into that chain that we did to start with. Okay, so now again we do that little slip stitch to bring us sort of in the right place. There we go, and we do 2 chains, and now we complete another 2 rows of V-stitch clusters with half double crochets. Did I chain? Yeah, I did. It became habit then. Okay, so again we are doing the half double crochet clusters for 2 rows. So in between the V clusters, just like that, doing your half double crochet clusters. And you will see that doing that 1 row here has made holes. As you can see, these holes are bigger, and those are the ones that we are going to use to put our drawstring through. So I will see you at the end of 2 rows here. So 1, 2 rows. Okay, so I've done my last half double crochet, I have done my chain, and now the last slip stitch. Give it a little tug, slip stitch, and we have finished our bag. Right, so what? Cut off your cotton. And you will see this one here is a little bit sturdier than this one here. This is a little bit, you know, sort of more solid than the one in the denim. But I still prefer this one. I like this one for colour, but yeah. So now you'll have to put in your ends and here as well. So just pull it through, and I am going to do an invisible weave-in. And now we are going to do the drawstring. So let's just mimic another stitch. There we go, and I go into the loop there, and I pull it slightly so that it looks like a stitch there on the top there, and then you just weave in at the end. So we will make the drawstring in the next video.